Yo,
Hey, honey.
what's going on? What's new?
I just helped sponsor a show for a natural organization with 50 competitors, and there were over 20 class winners.
Over 20 class winners with 50 competitors?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a trophy in natural bodybuilding. Boom! Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the link in the description box below to sign up for the Tiger Fitness newsletter. Within a week of publishing this video, we will give out a $50 gift card to tigerfitness.com to one lucky person who does all of these steps. Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition. Guys, as you guys probably know, as you probably have figured out by now, I am a huge supporter of natural bodybuilding. While never actually competing in natural bodybuilding and being a NABA pro, I've sponsored more shows. I've probably, between the two companies I've owned, which is Civation, alongside MTS Nutrition and Tiger Fitness, I've sponsored more shows. I've judged over 50 shows. I founded the ANBF with Kent Beerley. I was vice president of that organization for multiple years. I've guest posed at over probably a dozen natural shows, including the OCB, many different shows. I love natural bodybuilding. I love the competitors. The competitors are usually career people. For example, my brother is an IFPA pro, and I'll get in why that doesn't really mean anything anymore. But my brother's an IFPA pro, and these are guys who have careers who do it for the love of the sport, for the love of the iron game. And they're really not in it like you go into the NPC or NABA. These guys generally want to make money bodybuilding. They don't have as much fun. For them, it's more of a job. It's more of a love of the sport. And that's why I've loved the pure passion of natural bodybuilding. Unfortunately, natural bodybuilding, as we know it, is dead. Natural bodybuilding cannot be revived. Am I saying this with 100% certainty? No, absolutely not. But it's not getting any better. It's been on a downward spiral for many, many years. Essentially since the OCB was doing really well. And then Kareem Petaway and Matt Shepley had a breakup. And Remo went and formed the WPA. And Shepley went and kept the OCB. Then they had some legal battles, this and that. I actually tried to promote a show in the WPA. And that piece of crap, Shepley, went and reported my charity event, 100% charity event, that Ronnie Coleman was going to be at to help me raise money. And he got my Facebook ads taken down. So I still got a grudge against Matt, but this isn't about Matt. This is the entire industry. Now, one reason natural bodybuilding is dead is because the pro cards, the organizations, there's too damn many. I'm going to just read a few of them, and these aren't even all of them. This is just a sampling. OCB, DFAC, WPA, BNBF in Britain, NGA, WNBF, ABA, INBA, PNBA, ANBF, NA, NBF, NPA. There's so many. You can mount Muscle Mania, I guess you count. IDFA, SBBF, SNBF, UFE, IFPA, IPL, blah, 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 blah. It's just a fucking mess. It's just a mess. It's a joke. My brother won his pro card at an NANBF show run by Ryan Irwin in Iowa, in Des Moines. Amazing. It was a great show at the time, man. Ryan turned out, and he still does to this day. The IFPA has pretty much ceased to exist. Now they have the OCB Pro and the WPA Pro, and it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. So another thing is all the good pros have gone to the NPC. Now here's the problem. Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey's a fucking idiot. A natural bodybuilding, there's only one woman in the organization, one person who fucking gets it, and that's Vicky McCann. She runs the BNBF and is also instrumental in the DFAC, and she gets it. They don't have physique, men's physique, and they don't have women's bikini. Why? Honestly, what's the fucking difference between a male physique who's natural and a male bodybuilder who's natural? One trains legs and one doesn't? Let's be fucking real here. In the NPC, the fucking bodybuilders do a shitload of drugs. The classic bodybuilders do a little bit of drugs. And the physique guys do less drugs, theoretically. right? But you have naturals who are just genetic elites going and cleaning house these divisions. Cleveland Thomas and Matthew Lillard won pro cards, and these guys are natural. Well, I know Matthew Lillard is. I'm not saying Cleveland isn't. I just don't know him personally. Matthew Lillard has been a friend of mine for so many years. Love the guy. He's an attorney, just a successful individual. He goes and wins his pro card. So does Cleveland. Doug Miller jumped ship, forfeited his pro card. Doug Miller, as you know, won the Yorton many times, essentially unbeatable in natural bodybuilding. He's the LeBron James of natural bodybuilding, one of my good friends. And Doug went over, and once he topped down in the IFPA, he went over to NPC and cleaned house the Cutler Classic, because he's a fucking amazing specimen. So all the good pros are really just deserting. Why? Because the pro division, other than the BNBF, is just a watered down sack of shit. It is. I believe Vicky said in one of her posts that they gave away 300 natural pro cards in a 300-mile radius. It was just disgusting. The sport's absolutely dead. So there's too many gosh darn divisions. Here's the thing. My wife is in charge of sponsoring shows. The other day, and also this happens day in, day out, there's a show with 50 competitors, and I believe 29 classes. So there's 29 winners. So we usually send the winners a full tub of whey or ruckus or clash. Literally, everyone gets a goddamn trophy in natural bodybuilding. They have made it so it's so dumbed down, it's so watered down. As a coach, where do I tell people to compete? Physique and bodybuilding. Let's be real here. The best Doug Miller's a monster in natural bodybuilding. He's still under 200 pounds, right? Matthew Lillard, I believe he was in the 180s. My brother won his pro card at 183 or 184 at 6'1". Marshall Johnson, who's just a fucking amazing specimen in his mid to late 50s, he's still winning fucking pro shows, and he's 160 pounds at 5'10". These are the bodybuilders. What is a natural physique guy gonna be? Fucking 110 to 115 pounds? Come on. Let's be real here. They just dumbed it down. And they made it so people don't even know where to compete anymore. The BNBF doesn't have bikini. They have bodybuilding and they have figure, and they're set and ready to go. Vicky's got it right. So here's the deal. It's too late to save this, dude. Why? You think that the steroid guys would have the egos, right? NPC, NABA really doesn't do well domestically, and I don't give a fuck. I'm retired. NABA sucks domestically. I don't think Eddie's doing a good job with it. But internationally, NABA's the fucking shit, man. They had Lee Priest as their premier pro a little bit ago, and they have some really Tony out there I believe he's in Wales. Just amazing fucking specimens. They stick to their own. They do what they do, and they're the two. There's not fucking 50. There's 2. There's the NABA and NPC. And NPC/IFBB is far above NABA overall. But NABA's a good alternative. It's right there. There's 2. And there's more competitors. And there's more competition. And even if you go to international, you try beating Tony and those motherfuckers internationally, dude, you're going to get your ass handed to you. There's some freaks. Yeah, they're on drugs, but fuck it. I'm just saying, there's a place for everyone. Unfortunately, naturals are forced to go compete against the drug guys to get a good competition. Why? It's a bunch of watered down bullshit in the US, and a pro card means absolutely fucking nothing. I believe the BNBF gives only 4 pro cards a year. 4 fucking pro cards. In America, you literally just compete long enough, you're bound to show up to a show that's giving a pro card that barely anybody's at, where you're bound to win. I remember someone I used to work with said, you give me a couple years, I'll turn anybody pro in natural bodybuilding. And you're fucking right. It's a process of attrition. Or just sign up for an organization that has 10 people. Everybody's getting a goddamn pro card. So here's the deal. I believe a couple divisions have it right. If you're going to compete as a natural, I still don't recommend you go to NPC or NABA, because it's at the end of the day, unless you're a Doug Miller or a Matthew Lillard or a Cleveland Thomas or a Sean Clarita, who are fucking, and Clarita, I don't think we're going to argue his natty status. Again, I'm not stating these, I'm not going on a limb. I don't want every fucking comment below. You fucking armchair quarterbacks on YouTube. Every time I'm like, this guy, he competes as a natural bodybuilder. I'm not saying anyone's natural. I've never personally taken a piss test, blood test, hair test, or semen test from Cleveland, Doug, Doug, Matt, or fucking Sean. I don't give a fuck if they're on or not. Bottom line is they competed as naturals. They no longer do so. So at the end of the day, unless you're a freak like those motherfuckers, you know, you want to compete in the natural organizations. I still think we should all, you have a right to compete with people who are at the same playing field as you are and earn a pro card that actually means something. What I see happening is long term, I see two organizations kind of doing it right. I don't know if Matt Shepley has the wherewithal or the mental fortitude or the stability. I mean, the guy's a nut job to do anything with OCB long term. I just don't see him doing it. There's some really awesome promoters in there, and I love them and I support them. I see domestically DFAC and ANBF being the two that have the most potential. Just because of who's running it. DFAC, I believe, is a bit militant with their WADA testing. I believe that, like, you know, WADA, for fuck's sake, banned caffeine for a while. And, you know, I believe I had a big uproar over higenamine, which is an ingredient in a lot of pre-workouts that WADA, hence DFAC, banned, where they don't go by they go by exactly WADA, which you know what? They're upfront about it. So fuck yeah, if you're competing in DFAC, go ahead. You got to follow WADA or else you're not going to be able to compete there. Internationally, I think the BNBF, everything I heard about them, know about them, the quality of competitors there is off the chain. So if you're in, I know a lot of people in the UK and overseas who come to the US because it's much easier to win a pro card just to get a pro card. I've seen it happen. It is what it is. And as far as natural, ANBF is, again, I was a co-founder of that. I have nothing to do with it. The only time I talked to Kent is because I haven't talked to him about the ANBF in probably a year and a half. You know, the only time I talk to him is when he's reordering MTS nutrition for his gym, you know, that's about it. So even then it's just like, hey, I'll take this. How you doing? How's the family? Good to go. Awesome. Here's some nudes. So, I mean, hey, those are the two. So DFAC/BNBF, and then you have BNBF, and DFAC has tremendous show quality. I mean, their lighting, everything's always fucking on point. ANBF is another great organization. And then you go by promoters. For example, if you're in the NPC, Kevin DeHaven up in North Carolina, he puts on some amazing shows. Jesse Dale in Indiana does some amazing shows if you're in the NPC. NABA-wise, Pep up in Ohio does amazing with the Canton Bodybuilding Show up there. He owns Bodybuilder's Gym, which is an amazing gym. And if you're in the, if you're competing, obviously he's a street warrior. So Leif Anderson up in Minnesota puts on some amazing shows. There's a lot of amazing people put on shows. Anything ANBF, I haven't heard anything bad about them. People have a great experience. It's for the athlete. It's a great experience, a great time. And those are guys that I know won't be unfair in the show. Problem with a lot of local shows, you got the local yokels. You know, you see it all the time. I saw it here in Illinois where, you know, you got people getting screwed out of shows because the judges are local. The thing the ANBF does, they do a good job bringing in judges from other areas. NPC does this a lot where you have a bunch of fucking trainers on the fucking judging panel and they end up rewarding their clients, which I think should be banned. But again, it's a private organization. If you choose to compete there, you abide by the fact you're going to get fucked over. John Meadows put it best. He said, if you compete in bodybuilding and you lose and you think it's unfair, you have one day. You have 24 hours to bitch about it. Other than that, get over it. If you're in bodybuilding for a fair contest, you're in the wrong sport. You know why? Because it's more of a fucking beauty pageant than a sport. And guess what? Miss fucking Arkansas is going to beat your ass this year. Anyway, guys, that's my opinion. What's your opinion? I think natural bodybuilding's dead. I think that it's going to take a while for a new organization, for a current organization to kind of assert its power. But right now, among the current crop, I recommend competing in the ANBF, DFAC, or the BNBF if you're international. However, if you are looking at individual promoters, there's guys like Leaf and you know, there's other great promoters that are just slipping my mind right now who you definitely want to get with. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. And Paul Revelia. I'm actually going to be at a show. It's an OCB show, so I'm going to actually be hated there. Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Do you think natural bodybuilding is dead? Let me know in the comment section below. That's not a game.